Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Mushoku Tensei Season 2 episode number 16 reaction. So the previous episode, what happened was Nanahoshi was going through like an experiment to summon stuff from the real world, and it failed. And as soon as it failed, she broke down. It was like a whole 2 year project that she was doing. And we've seen her, she's always quiet, keeps to herself, doesn't really ask anyone for help except Rudy. And so she like completely broke down, and Rudy saw that and realized that this is not good. She is turning into the person Rudy was back in the real world, how he shut himself off completely. So then later on, they try to help her out, and with the help of others like Cliff, Zanova, and all that, they are able to make a working magic circle. Layering one magic circle upon another, they were successful in summoning an object from the other world, which was a plastic bottle. But that's the first step. And yeah, like I guess from here onwards, like Nanahoshi will be a lot more comfortable in asking other people for help now that she realizes that it's necessary, you know, for her mental health, and also like also the fact that it's going to make her job easy. So yeah, that's that. And then we also got to see in the end Aisha and Non are here. So let's see what happens. This is episode number 16. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is the preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, Rijit is here as well. Forgot that. I'm sure he's going to ask about Eris first and foremost. Let's see. Yeah, what was he doing? Dense forest. Oh, okay. Hmm. Jin, who? Who's Ginger? That girl? Right. Well, yeah. Probably Aisha. Yeah, I was going to say. Hmm. Well, it's going to make him remember. I knew this was coming. Yep. Well, that was, yeah. Like she's bad with her words. Hmm. Okay. Whoa. What? That quick? Does he have some kind of a job to do or something like? Hmm. I. Tch. Hmm. Okay, here's the thing. I think Rijit is probably going to go and, I don't know, like, go back to Paul to help him out, maybe? Because Paul is going to save Zenith. And I feel like this opening song spoils a lot. Like, you can literally see what's happening here. Is Rijit here? I can see Roxy here. I don't see him. Okay, no, never mind then. Whatever battle is going to happen, Roxy will be there, Rudy will be there, Elenis will be there, Paul will be there. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. What's happening? Hello? Seems like snow fell or something. Oh, whoa. Oh, oh, calm down, calm down. Rigid. Oh, yeah, he's. Wait, what? Yeah, long time. Yeah. So they know each other. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. You can do that. Okay. Yeah. Right. Hmm. Oh wait, so he is going with Paul. I think so. So he is going with Paul. Oh boy. Different from the other one. Uh, but wow. Yeah. Oh yeah, he doesn't really know her, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So okay, I think he's going with Paul because Paul is going probably to fight like, or maybe not. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Right. So Norn isn't really happy with Rudy. Makes sense. I guess the first introduction she had of Rudy was. Wait, wait, wait. Yeah, they should know Sylvie. Oh, she doesn't remember? Oh. Yeah, they should know that because Sylvie grew up with them. What the hell is that? Oh, damn! Is this a gift for his wedding or something? I don't know. Oh, for school. Okay, okay. What? Oh yeah, the damn. It's been so long. I just realized Rudy's grown so much. Okay. What was that? Um. Hmm. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So just like pass the test, I guess. That kind of thing. Damn. She's barely even trying. Okay. Hmm. Wait, so Norn is older than Aisha. I think she calls her Norn Ne, so older sister. I forgot like who's older and who's. Yeah, but school. Yeah, yeah, we cannot like let her. Hmm. But we cannot really I don't think that's a good idea. Come on, she's a kid. Hmm. Yeah, that I can agree. But I feel like yeah. Whoa. Ah, so that's what she was planning. Damn, full marks. Wasn't so good. Hmm. Yeah, because technically he didn't really enroll in the school. Oh boy. Well, he doesn't want to live here. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, and now and also like Rudy is accepting your, like condition as well. You said that you don't want to go to school, so. Oh my. Wait, she's thinking about that? Oh my god. Who? Non's grand. Non's grand. Who? Paul's mother? Who's Paul? Oh boy, this is another mess. Wait, we haven't seen. So grandmother Paul's mother. So we haven't really seen her before, have we? No. Where did she meet Paul's mother? Or is it wait a minute? Or is it Zen's mother? Hmm. Brush your teeth. I okay. Hmm. Okay, that's yeah. Well, obviously, you're still a kid. Okay. Oh, there she is. Is she doing okay? Oh boy, she's not able to make friends. Makes sense. She isn't really accustomed to interacting with people, you know. 1 month. Oh boy. Oh god, what the hell is this? Yeah, 1 month? Oh god, it's gonna be something crazy. Oh, it's meowing? Oh no, I soft. That'll be kind of funny. Oh, what? Why? What happened? What? What happened? Oh no! I just realized what's in the bag. Oh no! It's freaking. No, 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 no. I knew it. I was like, it's must. Oh god, what in. It's in your bag, Rudy. Okay, what? Right. Okay, obviously, it's not Rudy's fault. It's they did this. Hey yo. Well, they did it on their own. What can. Right. Yeah. No, come on. Yeah. Bruh. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Well, so Sylvie comes and tells that to them? Wow. Great. Okay. Hmm. Wow. Okay. Oh god. No, no one is here. Hmm. Yes, his sister. Oh. Wait, it hasn't it been 1 month? So what? She didn't know where. Hmm. Bruh. Okay, calm down. That's his sister. Okay. Right. Yeah. Oh. Hmm. Okay, so she's just okay. Hmm. Oh boy. It's kind of like what happened to Rudy, I guess. When you're isolated. Back, I'm talking about his real world. Obviously, it's not as bad as Rudy because Rudy was bullied. But the whole isolation part. Hmm. Hmm. And that is it. Alright, that was today's episode number 16 of Mushoku Tensei season 2. So, few things happened in today's episode. First of all, Aisha and Non um, moves in. Not moves in technically because Norn is, in the dormitory. But Aisha moves in, and both of them are going to the school now. Not both of them again. Aisha's staying. Norn is going to school, and we also got to talk a little bit with Rudyard, and you know, then the whole thing with Norn not being able to make friends, and being, I guess you could say, isolated from her, no, among her classmates, and yeah, not being able to make like a room for herself in the class. That is why going to school isn't fun, and Rudy not like doesn't know what to do in this situation, because like the problem here is that Norn isn't even ready to allow Rudy to help her out, because she still has that whole thing with like the whole thing that happened with Paul. She still doesn't like Rudy because of that. But yeah, like obviously that was just a little misunderstanding, when the whole thing that happened with Paul, when they were like beating each other up. That was just like each of them were at fault in their own way. Paul was at fault, and Rudy was also at fault, and they like made up about that. However, for Non, it was very, I guess you could say, very affecting, because for her, she didn't even remember her brother, and suddenly seeing someone who has taken care of her, which is her dad, Paul, suddenly getting beaten up by some random ass kid, who she doesn't even remember. Yeah, it affected her, and she doesn't have a good opinion on Rudy. Unlike Aisha, whose first impression of Rudy was completely different. Aisha's first impression of Rudy was that, oh, like my big brother came and helped me and my mother out from that whole situation. While Non's first impression of Rudy is like, oh, apparently this dude, who's actually my big brother, is beating up my dad. So yeah, I guess there you go. That's the main problem. So she obviously is not happy about the decision where Paul told her that, oh, go and stay with your brother, because he doesn't even like his brother. That's why she asked Richard that, oh, can I go with you? So yeah, I and that is also the reason, like I said, like since she doesn't really have any type of experience making friends and interacting with other people, because all like I would assume that the people that she's only interacted with is probably Paul and the other people who are like helping them out, and that's it. She has no clue on interacting with children of her own age group. Now, you know what? This is another thing we need to realize, is that interacting with adults as a kid is way easier than interacting with kids of your own age, because adults, at least a decent adult, would obviously initiate the conversation themselves whenever they have to interact with a kid. They themselves will initiate the conversation, and they'll be like, oh, are you okay, like what's the problem, this and that, and that kind of thing. So as a kid, it's way easier and way smoother to interact with an adult than interacting with kids of your own age, because kids of your own age don't give a crap about you. Nobody cares. They just they just make their own groups and just become friends. You have to present yourself and get inside one of those groups, or make friends yourself. Unless and until someone comes and interacts with you. If nobody comes and interacts with you, you have to go and interact with them. Otherwise, you ain't making any friends. And you know what's the worst thing that can happen in a school if you don't have any friends? It's one of the worst things. Like it's the worst experience. Like just imagine you have to stay in that school for so long if you don't have any friends. Oh boy, it's miserable. So yeah, like making friends in school is extremely important for your own mental health. and I know that, I know that very, I had obviously I had quite a good amount of friends. I had some close friends, but back when I started school, yeah, I literally knew no one except one guy who I was friends with. He was my childhood friend. I knew him from back, you know, that was the only person I was friends with, and I just interacted with him, and that's it. For 2 years, 2 freaking years, that's all that happened. I was all alone in school for the first 2 years. Then from the third year, I was able to make friends, or in a better way, I guess you could say, obviously, I couldn't make friends. People came to me and they interacted with me, and that is why I was able to make friends. So I know how important it is, because oh my god, the first 2 years were miserable. Just imagine every day going to school and just thinking that, oh my god, like I'll be all alone in school. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? And school isn't really like 1 hour or anything. It's 6 freaking hours you have to be all alone. 6 hours of school every every single day for 2 years. It's not good, man. It's not good. So making friends is extremely important in school. Be it like, yeah, it might be like 2 or 3 friends. It's okay, but still, you need friends. Otherwise, it's, yeah, and you can see like non obviously isn't really comfortable with interacting with people, especially kids their own age. And like, and since usually kids just make their own little groups and they just pay attention to that, like that, I feel like this is universal, like every single place, every single school, this is something that happens, where kids just make their own groups. Like, there's like, I don't know, like 50 students in a class maybe, like each like make their own little group, like 4 friends or 5 friends or 3 friends, each has like their own group kind of thing. And if you get isolated and you literally have nowhere to go, that is a pain. And once the groups are formed, it's even more pain, because oh god, it's a long day. Yeah. So yeah, I was, like, I went through this. I know like a little bit at least of this whole thing. So, and I also know after making friends, I was like, god damn it, like, what, like, how was I even able to manage the previous 2 years when I literally had no friends? This is horrible. Having no friends is horrible. Like, especially in a school. Good god. So yeah, I can understand Non's situation. Like, it wasn't that I was bullied, or it's the same situations with Non. Non isn't really being bullied. But isolation is also a very big thing, which really messes with your head. Rudy's situation was like in the other complete spectrum. Like, he had the worst situation. Obviously, not only was he isolated, he was bullied. So his situation is even worse. So I feel like Non is at least better in that regards, but still her situation isn't good. Like I think like they said like how many months, like 2 months has already gone, or like 1 month, I think he said, and she still doesn't, like, haven't been able to like get into a group or make friends. I don't know what's going to happen here. Will she be able to make friends? Hopefully she would be able to, because like I said, it's not going to be good being alone, especially in a school. You need friends who, like, your classmates. Like, yeah. So let's wait and see. Hopefully Rudy's able to help her out. But again, even if Rudy wants to help her out, um, like, like, Non isn't really comfortable with him. So I feel like Non needs to get accustomed to Rudy first, then only Rudy can help her out. So yeah, that's the thing. And there was that whole thing with Aisha as well. It's crazy, like, I wasn't really understanding why. At first I wasn't really understanding why Aisha was, getting so heated up when when Rudy was like, oh, like, okay, so Non, like, you can go to the dorms. And Aisha's like, oh, why will she go, like, why are you listening to her, why are you, like, why am I, like, why are you listening to her even though she's like, acting like this? And then I was like, come on, like, yeah, like, Rudy also listened to you, like, you said that you don't want to go to school, and Rudy was like, all right, like, then give a test and see how the results are. You got the results, it was a good result, so Rudy was like, fine, you don't have to go. So Rudy also listened to Aisha as well. So I was like, why is she getting so heated up? Just because it's a very like like a minimal thing. And then I realized when she said that word, that the reason why she was like getting so heated up was because of a completely different thing that I never even thought about. My head didn't even go in that direction, and I was shocked listening to what she said. Where is it? I'm not giving her what she wants. Okay, here we go. Are you being nicer to her because my mom is just the mistress? Like, I never even thought about that. Like, I was like, oh my god, so that is what is bothering her. So, here's the thing. First of all, Rudy's like, what are you talking about? Who told you this? So, okay, mom and Norn's wait a minute, Norn's grandma. That means which grandma? Zenith's mother or Paul's mother? I have no idea. Either of them probably. I don't even know any grandma. I've never seen this grandma before, so I'm guessing maybe we'll see her later. And I'm guessing, like, since Rudy obviously wasn't really there for a while, we were like following Rudy's journey. Maybe quite a few things happened back in Paul's place where okay, you know what? I feel like that's probably what happened. Maybe like the grandma came when Rudy was out, like in Eris's place. Like Rudy went to Eris's place, and at that time, Norn and Aisha were very little, and so I'm guessing when Rudy wasn't there, we were following Rudy's journey. We were with Eris and Ghislaine and all that stuff we were seeing. While here, probably this grandma probably came, and she said this type of thing. I'm guessing. So, okay, there's another thing. Her mom also said, now I can understand her mom saying that because probably her mom was also, like said this because she herself has a complex about it because, like Zenith is Paul's, official wife. And that is why she probably herself, she has some complex about that. And that is probably why she told Aisha that, I don't know, maybe like for some reason she probably told Aisha that, oh, you need to remember that I'm actually Paul's mistress. So like something like that. I think like like she probably told Aisha, to like to let her know about that. And like obviously like she didn't really mean any bad in any bad way. She probably felt complexed about that whole thing, and she herself has a complex. That is why she told that to her daughter. While Norn's grandma, I'm pretty sure she said that with malice. Otherwise, why would someone say something like that to a kid? Like her mom. Okay, you know what? What is her mom's name? I don't remember her name at all. Like that lady, the lady who kept Rudy's holy relic or whatever. Let me check. Aisha. I need to remember her name. Okay, wait a minute. Aisha's mom is just a minute. Lilia. Is that her name? Lilia. Okay. Lilia. That's her name. Okay. So yeah. So Lilia probably told Aisha this because she herself has a complex about it. That's why she probably told it to her and probably told Aisha that, oh, don't misbehave. At the end of the day, I'm his mistress, so you shouldn't misbehave. This and that. Probably like told stuff like that because she has because we like if you remember, she was always kind of very like always to herself, was very like we know that we know like like that whole thing. She's very she keeps to herself. She's a type of person who never tries to overstep her boundaries, that type of person. So she probably told it because of that, because she herself has a complex. However, Norn's grandma, I'm not really sure about that. She definitely said that with bad intentions. Otherwise, who the hell says that to a kid? So here we go. That is the big problem here. So Aisha said that, and she was like, oh, so is that why you told like you're listening to Norn? And Rudy was like, obviously not. Like, what are you talking about? So that's the whole thing with that problem. While Non has her own problem, both of them has their own problems, and it's just, like, good God. Now here's another thing I wanted to talk about. Like, when Sylvie said that let Aisha do what she wants, if she wants to go to school or not, she can, she might be okay. Where's that part? I kind of disagreed with Sylvie here. Here we go. Aisha might be more amazing than you think. I'm sure she'll do just fine whether she goes to school or not. Okay, I completely disagree with this. Like, no, I don't think so. Even if she's amazing or whatever, she's still a kid. We know that she has her own thing, and she's definitely not. At least, what's her age? How old is she? I don't know, 13, maybe 14, something like that. I'm not really sure. So I don't think at that age you're ready to take decisions like this, where you'll be like, oh, should I go to school or not? No, you should go to school. But I guess in the end, we did see that Aisha did get like a full marks. I'm still not really happy about the fact that she, just because of that, she decided not to go to school. I don't know, maybe because school is, I guess, obviously, like in our day and age, school is like a compulsory thing. Everyone should go to school. Like, that kind of thing. Everyone needs education. So maybe that is why maybe I wasn't really happy with that decision, even though, like Aisha literally got full marks. But I guess back in those days, maybe like in this is like a fantasy world. I don't know what type of, like what type of rules and regulations they have. So maybe it's normal here. I don't know. Maybe. So yeah, but I don't know. At that point, like this is the only thing that I disagreed with in regards, like what Sylvie said. Um, so yeah, I agreed with Non though. Like there's another thing that she said about Non. I agreed with that. Okay, where's that? Here we go. Where Sylvie said, I think she got anxious because she's separated from Paul and Richard. So yeah, that part I agree with her. Yeah, what she said about Non was correct, but I kind of disagreed with her, like on her opinion about Aisha. So yeah, but like in the end, Aisha showed everyone that, oh, look at this, I got full marks. But still, I don't know. I feel like it would have been better if she went to school. But yeah, whatever. I guess, like, what can we do? But yeah, then like all the other stuff that happened, that goofy stuff with Pursena and like Linia. They brought like underwear for Rudy. Good God. At first I thought it was like some kind of food or something. Oh Lord. Right. They became these two were like two whole gag characters of this show. Like like a running joke. Right. Um okay, so yeah, that's the whole situation. So let's see what we can do about this. Like, we need to take care of Non situation first. And and also we need to keep an eye on Aisha as well. So yeah. Right. And I feel like this, unless and until Rudy is able to become good friends with Non, uh yeah, he cannot help her out, because she needs to get her, like she's afraid of Rudy. She needs to get that he needs to get that, like cleared out first. So let's wait and see. All right, so that was today's episode. Good episode. Yeah, so let's see. All right, now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see Rudy talking to Regid, and like Rudy's like, oh, what happened, like where were you? And like he like talks to Rudy, and he says like, oh, I was here, I was there. And he says like, and then I met your dad, and your dad like told me to come here. He also tells Rudy that, oh, you met your master as well, Roxy, obviously. And he says like how Roxy was afraid when she saw the right. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure he's going to ask about Eris, and that is exactly what he does. He asks about Eris. He's like, what happened to Eris? And Rudy's like, yeah, stuff happened. And Rudy is like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm pretty sure whatever happened, Eris definitely doesn't hate you. There must have been some kind of misunderstanding, you know. and you probably misunderstood something. And Rudy's like, no, she wrote that she doesn't want, um, she's not well, um, like matched with me. Now, obviously, Aries wrote that because she probably tried to write that I'm not good enough for you, I need to get stronger. Instead of writing that, she wrote some random, misunderstandable word, sentence, which probably was like, I'm not, like we're not properly matched. Something like that, which made Rudy obviously think that he's at fault. So that's what happened, obviously. So, like, just this whole miscommunication, this whole thing, it's just, what can I say? But either way, Rudy's like it's too late now. Like, like, if like, even if she didn't want anything, mean anything bad by that, even if I misunderstood, I like, Sylphie's the one who helped me out, and I'm with her now. So, either way, Rujit is like, yeah, like, but just when she, if you meet her again, just listen to her. So there you go. Like, just be calm and listen to her. Either way, all that aside, and I knew this whole conversation is going to happen, and I think I mentioned this in one of the previous episodes. I was like, what is going to happen with Ares? Like, I genuinely have no idea, because I was sure that he was going to go get together with Ares, and now this whole thing happened, and like, I'm I have no clue. Like, let's just see, wait and see. And I don't even know when like Roxy is back. Almost, I feel like, we'll meet Roxy again later. But I have no clue when Ace will be back. Like, who knows? She went to get stronger. When is that going to end? And after she's going to come back, I don't know how she's going to react to all of this. So yeah, it's a lot of questions I have. Either way, I feel like that will probably be covered way later, not now. Or maybe it's like, maybe it's going to happen soon. I'm not really sure, because I guess this show, like, and its time skips are very frequent, so it might just happen very soon. Who knows? But let's wait for it, because I'm genuinely curious what's going to happen with Ares, because like the whole season one was like so focused on Rudy and Ares. I was like, okay, and now this is happening, so I'm like, okay, so now what? Right, let's wait and see. Other than that, that was the conversation that he had with Rijit, and then later, like, Rijit also says, like, I'm going to go away tomorrow, I won't be staying. Rudy was a little bit depressed hearing that, but Rijit is like, don't worry, I'll be back. Now, I was thinking, like, if she's going to go and back to Paul, and I don't know, like, join him on whatever Paul is going to do, because Paul said something about he was able to find Zenith or something, and from the opening it's pretty obvious that Paul will probably team up with Rudy, Roxy, and everyone, and they're fighting like some kind of a dragon or whatever, So yeah, so I'm just wondering if Richard is going to go back to Paul and he's going to aid him in that, but I'm not 100% sure that's what's happening, or if he's just going somewhere else for some other job. Who knows? Either way, next day Rudy gets up and something happens here. Ruijin meets Badigadi, and for a moment I was like, wait a minute, like, is there some kind of bad blood between these two? Because obviously Badigadi is a demon. I think he's a demon, isn't he? Yeah. While Ruijin is like spelled, and they have this whole, I remember the whole thing that we got to know about them being like wronged by the demons, and that whole story that we got to hear in season 1, where Ruijin explained why they have such a bad reputation and what happened, how they were completely screwed over by, I think, Laplace. Yeah. So I was like, is that what's happening here? Like, do they have like some kind of a bad blood between them? So I was like, oh no, this probably will become a bad situation. But it seemed both of them were pretty chill about it. Badigadi comes to him and he's like, okay, leaves. Don't know what that means. Why he was like, like, what was that about? Ruijit, was like, okay. And Rudy was like, what's going on? And Ruijit was like, oh, I it's a familiar face. So they know each other. So probably some complicated feelings between these two. We don't know what type of connection these two had, but I don't know, like maybe it wasn't really as bad as I expected, because I was ready for each of them to get, like, not each, but I was ready for Ruijerd to, I don't know, like attack him or something, but he didn't really do anything like that, so he was pretty, calm about it. And Rudy also thought, like, they must have, like, they have lived since the Laplace War, so maybe, like they knew each other or something. But yeah, either way, that's that. So yeah, so we now know that these two have some kind of connection. We don't know exactly what, and Ruijerd isn't really comfortable about telling about it to Rudy, at least for now, I guess. Either way, Rudy's like, oh, come have breakfast with us. So Ruijerd comes and has breakfast, and then said goodbye to Aisha and Norn, and Norn is like, oh, take me with you. I don't want to stay with brother, who literally punched my dad in front of me and tried to beat him up. Oh God. Rigid is like, no, like, Oh, she also says something like the woman next to him is different from the one before too. Okay, so here's the thing. She doesn't remember Sylphie. That's interesting because I guess they were very small. Yeah, can't really blame them. Like both Aisha and Non were extremely small. Like they did grow up with Sylphie, but they were probably so small that they don't even remember. Aisha remembers Sylphie, but it's probably because. Wait, yeah. Why does Aisha remember Sylphie? She acted as if she remembers her. Wait a minute, let me think. Yeah, wait. Aisha shouldn't, like, if Non doesn't remember Sylphie, shouldn't Aisha also not remember Sylphie? Maybe her memory is a bit better than Non, because I guess, like, like it differs from people to people. Like what do you call it, in infantile amnesia or something, like, like people forget what has happened when they were a kid, that kind of thing. So different people have like different ranges to that. Like, some people remember their childhood way better than other people who literally everything's blank. So maybe that, and they're not even really that old, so maybe that's why Aisha remembers. I'm not really sure, but yeah, because Aisha and Non both got separated at the same time from Sylphie. So if one doesn't remember, the other also shouldn't remember because they're almost similar in age. But I guess, like I said, I'm guessing Aisha probably remembers better. Um, Either way, Non is like, I don't even know this lady. Who's this? It's a different lady than before. And Ruijerd is like, it's not like your brother isn't faithful, but just and this is where oh wait, so Ruijerd didn't even ask her name up until now. Now he's like, oh, what's your name, girl? And she's like, oh, my name is Sylphia. Good God, come on. That's the first thing she should have done, like ask her name. Anyways, so yeah, so there you go. Ruijerd says goodbye, and now Rudy has a conversation with both Aisha and Non, and they're like, he's like, you have to go to school. So okay, so Paul has sent them, Rudy, a letter with, like some gems. Obviously that's going to help them go to school. However, Aisha's like, I'm not going to school. I want to take care of you. While, like, and at first Rudy's like, no, like, you both have to go to school. You have to give a test. And apparently Non is not really good at studies. Aisha is good at studies, but she doesn't want to go to school. So, okay, so you can see that whenever like Non kind of misbehaves with Rudy, Aisha's like, what are you doing? Like, Aisha ne, like, don't talk like this to, sorry, Non ne, sorry, not Aisha ne, her own name is Aisha. What are you doing, Non ne? You shouldn't talk like this to big brother. And Non is just, just ignoring her. Right, anyways, and she's like, okay, so here for a moment Aisha was like, oh, you, like, like, you have to take the test, like, oh yeah, Rudy says something here. Rudy's like, even if you're not good at studies, like, if we pay them, they can take you in. At which Non wasn't really happy. Non was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, you think that's how I'm going to get in? And obviously, like, I feel like she probably felt insulted, when he said that. But Rudy was like, no, that's not my intention. That wasn't why I was saying that. And when she's like acting like this, Aisha's like, why, like, like, why are you raising your voice in front of Big Brother? He told that he can use money to get you in because you cannot study. So if you want to go in normally, just study and go in normally. At which, like, Non gets mad and leaves, and Rudy was like, "Come on, don't talk like that. Like, maybe she's trying her best. Maybe she cannot properly do it. Like, each person's, like, like, capabilities to study is different. So, you know, and Aisha's like, oh no, she's barely even trying. Um, Either way, it's like this is like a whole new set of problems. And Rudy at night, Rudy's like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? Aisha said she don't want to go to school. She'd rather be our maid. Oh my god. Is it because I guess this is because, like, I don't know. Uh it's probably what, like, Aisha's mother, like, I think we saw how she is so, like, reserved, and she doesn't, she probably told her something like, oh, don't make trouble for your brother, try to help your brother out or something. And that's why maybe Aisha thought that, oh, like, the best way to help out my brother is not going to school and, like, and helping him out with housework. Maybe that's what she thought, and that's why she wants to just stay at house and do, like, like, help out in doing the housework or something like that. I don't know. It's probably something like that. Either way, Rudy's like, what am I supposed to do? And Sylvie, like, gives him a few advice. Like I said, I'm not really 100% keen on the advice that Sylvie gave in regards to Aisha when she said, like, oh, Aisha is definitely way more capable of than you think. If she doesn't want to go to school, you should let her not go to school. Just let her do what she wants. I kind of don't agree with that, at least a little bit. Like I said, if she was, like, I don't know, like 20, 25 years old, I'd be like, yeah, it's fine. Go ahead, do whatever you want. But she's still not at that age. At this age, I feel like you should at least, like, even if kids don't want to go to school, you should at least, like, tell them to go to school and make them go to school. I don't know, like, maybe it's just me. I'm not really sure. But I think, that's necessary because at that age, you know, yeah, like, you still need someone to take care of you and tell you what to do and lead you in the correct direction at that young age. Either way, this is the only thing I disagreed with Sylvie. And then the other thing she said about Norn, I agreed with. She's like, oh, for Norn, she's obviously isolated. She suddenly, like, got separated from Paul and Rigid. So, yeah, so it'll take a while. Okay, all that aside, later Aisha brings the test result and she's like, oh, full marks. I don't need to go to school. I can help you out in home. Rudy's like, all right, fine, I guess. You did get full marks. And Non wasn't really that much of good marks. And here is where Non says that I want to stay in the dorms. So at first Rudy's like, oh, should I allow this? Because Paul did tell me to take care of them. But at the same time, Rudy realizes that, living here with me, the person who she hates, or Aisha, who she doesn't get along with, probably is not a good idea. So he's like, okay, you know what? I'll let you live in the dorms, but you have to follow a few rules. Number one, he talks about all that later, not now. For now, he says, like, yeah, okay, I'll allow. At which Aisha gets mad. Aisha's like, why are you listening to her? She didn't even get enough marks. She doesn't listen to you. Is it because my mother is your father's mistress or something like that? She says. At which Rudy's like, what are you even talking about? Who told you that? And she's like, oh, my mother and Non's grandmother. And she starts crying. And Rudy's like, come on, obviously, like, that's definitely not why I said that. you know but I think this is the best decision for both of you. If she wants to go and stay in the dorm, she should. If she wants to stay here and do the housework, you could do it. So there you go. Either way, so yeah. Aisha starts living here. Non, goes out, going to stay in the dorms. Before she goes out and starts staying in the dorms, Rudy tells her that you need to remember a few things. You know, um, follow the rules, try to make friends. If you run into any trouble, tell me or Sylphiat. Don't fall sick. Take care of yourself. Brush your teeth. All that stuff. Lots of stuff. And one of the most important things: come stay with us every 10 days, so that we can see whether you're okay or not. So I think like that is like some good set of rules. Obviously, like Rudy's not really letting her stay on her own. He's telling her to come back home 10 days, every 10 days. And she's like, why? And he's like, obviously because I'm concerned about you. So there you go. But even though all of that thing is like, there's still like, she's still doing all of that. 1 month passed. I think that's what Rudy said, but Nor still haven't been able to make friends. A lot of students are just going past her, not really inviting her. So it's pretty obvious that she isn't able to interconnect with the same people of same age. Now Rudy's even more concerned now. Rudy's like, what should I do now? And at which Pursen and Linia comes in, and these two are like, oh boss, we have a perfect present for you, and gives him the thing, the bag, and they're like, open it when you're alone. Rudy's like, okay, whatever, I don't know what this is. It seems soft, but whatever. Goes on his way. Luke gets him, brings him to the student council, and Rudy's like, what is happening? Oh my god. Ariel is like, oh, basically, yeah, this is what happened. No, Pursen and Linia, both of them are doing this, apparently to make you happy. And it took me, at first I was like, wait, what's happening? And then I realized, oh no, are they like asking for underwear or something? That's exactly what they're doing. Sylvie's like, what is going on? Like, are you not happy with me? Am I not able to satisfy you? And Rudy's like, obviously not. Like, these two did it on their own. Like, I don't even know what the hell is in this bag. And Ariel was like, all right, fine. I believe you. And they take the thing back from him. And there you go. Later, when they're like, going, like they're walking in the hallway, they meet Norn again. And Ariel introduces herself, and Rudy's like, oh, why are you here alone, Norn? And Norn is like, oh, I don't know the place where this class is. So Luke goes and helps her out with that, but Rudy is concerned. And then Rudy talks to Pursen and Linia and, scolds them. And then Non is there just looking at him. Pursen and Linia is like, who the hell are you, brat? What are you looking here? Like, and then Non goes away and they're like, oh, let us teach her a lesson. And Rudy's like, you do know this is actually my sister? And they're like, oh no, okay, now that I look at her, she's okay. She's got some spirit, And Rudy's like, don't do anything bad to her. Oh boy. Either way, and then we see she's just in the, I'm guessing like the infirmary or something, just shutting herself and completely isolated. So yeah, Rudy needs, I don't know, like first of all, Rudy and Non needs to talk, and get their whole situation like sorted out first. Then only can Rudy help her. Otherwise, she's not even going to listen to Rudy. So something like that. Either that, or Rudy can ask someone else to help, because she's not really listening to Rudy. But if Rudy tells someone else to help her on his stead, maybe that might work. But I feel like what's better is for Rudy to I don't know, like make friends with Non first, like get more accustomed to her. But it's a difficult job, like I said, her first impression of Rudy was very bad, so it'll be a difficult job to become friends with her at this point of time, so yeah. But we have to do it, otherwise she's going to get more and more isolated, and it will probably go into it'll not be good. Either way, Yeah, so there you go. That was today's episode. This was episode number 16 of Mushoku Tensei season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Mushoku Tensei. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.